What is good, YouTube? Quinn Wade basketball analysis coming to you with a quick video. Today, we're definitely going to talk about Victor Oladipo possibly going to the Dallas Mavericks. Mark Cuban has announced and made it known that they're looking for that third star, and the guy that we know for sure is available is Victor Oladipo, as he is not happy in Indiana, and his contract is coming up. And that's why I told people be a little skeptical, be a little conscious when it comes to Victor Oladipo, because you do know he can play and he is one of the better players in the league when healthy, even though he hasn't been. But his contract is coming up, and they already offered him $80 million in Indiana. So Mark Cuban never really had a huge problem in paying people, but you already gave Porzingis the max. Luka, if he don't get a significant injury, is going to be a max player. But with him being under his rookie scale contract, you're able to add a piece like Oladipo to this team, and you get rid of guys like Tim Hardaway and some of your depth to get that third star. The thing is, if you do get Oladipo, you do get one full season to try him out, and then he becomes a free agent, which you can then let him walk if it doesn't work, and you get your cap space back. But also, if it doesn't work, you get a chance to get him on an even cheaper contract, because then he will not be worth the money that he basically turned down from Indiana, or even more money that he wanted if they didn't come to the conclusion and couldn't get a deal done because he wanted more. Playing in Dallas with a team with Porzingis and Doncic is probably his best chance to win, unless he goes to Brooklyn, which to me makes sense because they're trying to upgrade. But with him being injured, not playing the same way he did before, I don't really see a team so urgent to get him right away, because he has a lot more to prove as he's coming off this injury and how bad he played in the bubble. Coming off a season when you're averaging 14 points per game, teams don't look at you as that next all-star like they did 2 to 3 years ago, which is a long time ago. Plus, Oladipo is getting older. He still is young. He still do have some bounce. He still can finish. He can still get to the paint, but he has definitely lost a step, and that's very noticeable. And that's something that you have to consider when you're trading him. What type of Oladipo is we getting, and can Oladipo get us over the hump? Because I don't really see a point of trading for Oladipo if he's not going to make you a championship contender. And that's the thing that I feel that Mark Cuban has to consider when he's trying to get that third star. Do this third star get us to where we're trying to go, which is an elite championship team, which the Mavericks ain't right now. But if Porzingis can come back healthy and he can continue to play the way he played going into the bubble and a little bit against the Clippers, they can be a dangerous team. But if Oladipo isn't the same shot creating playmaker that he was 2 years ago, then you're not really getting a significant upgrade that makes sense, that really puts you up there with the Lakers, the Warriors, the Clippers, the Nuggets. I don't think Oladipo will do that, especially the way he played in Indiana. Now, the best part about Oladipo is he took a lot of time off, and he did play in the bubble. And he still had months, because they had put out in the first round and got swept. He had months to work more on his body, and months to really get back in shape, and months to get a lot of practice in, if that's what he did in the time since the bubble has ended for them. Now, they're not going to get much back if they're the Pacers. You're just trying to get rid of Depot because he doesn't want to be there. They're not going to get better. They're not going to really, improve a lot with the pieces that they would get from the Dallas Mavericks. And they might, at best, get cap relief in the future, which they could have got anyway just by keeping Oladipo and not trading him, because his contract will then expire this season when it's over. They're going to have to get some type of pick or some type of young talent. I don't really care for a lot of the Dallas young talent outside of obviously Luka and Porzingis, but they do have some picks that can be enticing to take when you're a small market team like the Indiana Pacers, and you're trying to get that other piece that you need to potentially turn into a contender yourself in the Eastern Conference if you do lose Victor Oladipo. Now, to me, it's interesting to see what Mark Cuban does, and if Victor Oladipo is his primary target to put with this team. They do need a guard. They do need somebody that can create outside of Doncic, and they do need somebody with some type of star power and some type of pizzazz, and Oladipo possesses all those things. Now, the biggest problem is, can he get back to that defensive power that he had 2 years ago before the injury, because his defense was all NBA caliber and he got the award for it. And if you can add a defender like that can stay with guards like Curry, like Dame, and etc. in the Western Conference, that's a boost. And that's something that the Dallas Mavericks desperately needs, because Luka is not a great defender and Porzingis mostly guards the paint. And if he's not on the paint, he's getting stretched out to the power forward and center that he's going against, which means he will be nullified because they're just using him to get out of the paint, not to attack Porzingis defensively. So he would add a lot of value defensively to this Mavericks team, and they have, desperately needed a defensive point guard years ago, and that's something that they're going to have to do. And with Oladipo being able to play the point guard position from time to time, gives them another dynamic that they didn't have in the past. Like Seth Curry was that guy for them, Jalen Brunson was that guy for them, and Oladipo is a significant upgrade over them, even if he's not the same Oladipo. But the biggest problem is you're going to have to pay him. And if he doesn't want 4 year, $80 million, how much money does he want? And if we can get him cheaper, if he doesn't play the same, what can you do to make this team even better? Because a 6%, a 60% Oladipo isn't going to ever make you a contender in the West. Now, I can see if they was in the East with Porzingis and Doncic, then it'd be dangerous. But in the West, it's teams that have significantly better duos, and it's teams that have some significantly better rosters than the Mavericks, even if they get a 60% Oladipo, which means they need to get him at 80 to 90 to 100%, which he could be, like I said, because of the months that he had off after getting swept. He could be better. So you got to be optimistic about this. Is he worth the money? Is he worth trading guys that fit the system, guys that can get the job done? And can he come back and be a great defender? Can he come back and be a great scorer? Is his passing going to translate playing with a guy like Doncic, who do need to get easier buckets and easier opportunities instead of trying to create and score and do everything for this team? He actually will have another guy that is trustworthy and proven that he can do similar things in that regard, which will be significantly better for a guy like Doncic, who, if you watch the games, has to do basically everything: rebound, pass, score, and still, carry even more of a burden. So it will help him out a lot. It will save his body too, because the less he has to do, the less beat up and banged up he will be. So that would be another great thing about Oladipo. But the biggest question to me, to the Mavericks fan, is getting Oladipo enough. You're trying to get that third star. Is the Oladipo 60 to 70% really worth trading for if you're not going to be a contender anyway in the Western Conference? You'll be a great team, but you won't be one of the elite teams if you're getting a 60 to 70% Oladipo. Now, if he can come back better, then you're a dangerous team. But if he can't fit, if he can't mesh like we seen them do with the Rondo trade, he just didn't work out, he just didn't fit, and he made them worse. And that could possibly happen depending on how his mentality is, what he's coming to Dallas to do, and if he really wants to still show that he's the man and he deserves the money, that can make the Mavericks less attracted to him and a worse fit with Doncic. So that's something else to consider if you're a Mavericks fan. Other than that, check out my website, analysisplayground.com. Link will be in the description, comment section below. Check out my Facebook page, analysisplayground.com. Link will be in the description, comment section below. Like on Facebook to show support. Thanks for everybody that likes on Facebook. Thanks for everybody that continues to check it out. Also, you can buy merchandise on my Facebook page. I got hats, I got shirts. You can change the color of the shirt. You can change the color of the logo that you pick, that you want on the shirt or the hat, and I can get it shipped out to you. But you can also find it on my Spreadshirt. I have multiple merchandises available that you can purchase if you choose to. Not only that, I have over 1,000, almost 2,000 videos, and if you like this video, you enjoyed it, check out those videos too, as they are Also showing what I can do in other topics and things that I cover, like free agency, trade deadline, playoff predictions, top 10 lists, season previews, and much more, like discussion just like this. And also breakdowns of players, legends, and rookies, even summer league analysis and breakdowns, and also NBA draft coverage. So if you love basketball, you need that fix each and every day, this is the channel for you. I promise you that. And if you don't believe me, you can check out all my videos on my channel. And if you love this one and you like those, so like, also share it, because that allows me to reach more people and more people to be able to see it. Will help me out, and that's a small thing I ask you guys to do to give back to the channel. And also, subscribe, because if you like this and you want to see more, why not become part of the family? Other than that, Quinn Wade, basketball analysis, I'm gone. I'll be back to y'all with another video on Saturday. Good night. Enjoy your day.